if Kokushibo was never turned into a demon? How the story of Demon Slayer would have progressed in such a scenario? Even though Kokushibo is only an upper moon demon, he plays an extremely important role in the anime. He has enabled demons to evade defeat for so long. Without Kokushibo's presence and support, Muzan likely would have been defeated centuries ago. Kokushibo has played an integral role in ensuring Muzan's survival and the continuation of the demons. Here, you might ask a question: why did Kokushibo decide to become a demon? The answer is that Kokushibo became an Upper Moon 1 due to his desire for power and escape from the curse of the Demon Slayer mark. Kokushibo had a similar kind of mark as Tanjiro's. Both Kokushibo and Tanjiro had red markings appearing on their foreheads. The marks were not identical, but they shared a similar flame-like pattern. Both marks were awakened through intense training and pushing their physical limits. But that's not all. As a human, Kokushibo was burdened by the curse associated with the mark. The curse was that this mark would shorten his lifespan. So in order to defeat this curse, he decided to become a demon. Becoming a demon was the only way to get free from this curse and live more. That was one side of the sole reasons for his choice to convert into a demon. But if Kokushibo had resisted this temptation, things would have been a lot different. Over the next 10 minutes, we'll delve into 3 interesting theories on what would have happened if Kokushibo had never been turned into a demon, so let's dive in. In the first theory, if Kokushibo rejects Muzan's offer to turn him into a demon, Muzan would just kill him. Muzan is notoriously paranoid and ruthless when it comes to eliminating potential threats. Kokushibo was already an extraordinarily talented swordsman as a human, so Muzan would not leave any chance to eliminate a potential threat. When Yorichi crossed paths with Muzan in a bamboo forest, he was wielding a sword at him, indicating he was ready to fight. But Muzan, with his cunning and manipulative techniques, lured Kokushibo into joining him. But in this alternative theory, we believe that Yorichi would reject Muzan's offer and would rather fight with him. The fight between Yorichi and Muzan would be intense. Yorichi's blade sung as it sliced through the air, tracing arcs of pure sunlight even in the darkness of night. Blood erupted in fountains from Muzan's body as flawless sun-breathing forms ripped through flesh and bone. Muzan would activate the Demon Blood arc, intensifying his power to infernal levels. The ground itself ruptured under the force of their exchanges. Yorichi would flow between attacks and counterattacks with superhuman grace, but Muzan's fury would be inevitable. His claws and tentacles a maelstrom of demonic power. Kokushibo may parry blows and even draw first blood, proving his talent surpasses most demon slayers, but alone against the merciless onslaught of Muzan's advanced blood demon arts, tides would turn against him. Even landing multiple lethal strikes cannot stop Muzan's resurrection. Soon, Kokushibo's mortal stamina flags against this undying foe. In the end, Kokushibo's supreme swordsmanship could only delay, not prevent his inevitable defeat. Muzan's power transcends human limits. Kokushibo's refusal would have meant a brave death, not a lasting victory. After killing Kokushibo, Muzan's morale would definitely be boosted, and he might go for Hashira's as well. Well, this theory might not have gone well for human Kokushibo, but wait, because this is only one of the 3 theories. In the next 2 theories, it would be Muzan's for whom things won't go good if Kokushibo had never turned into a demon. In the second theory, as Muzan was about to strike his final blow on Kokushibo, he somehow managed to escape and reach the Demon Slayer Corps headquarters, where he met his brother Yorichi and other Hashiras. Kokushibo explained to Hashiras Muzan's abilities to split his body and rapid regeneration that made landing a decisive blow nearly impossible. But he had witnessed Muzan's one weakness. Decapitation briefly stalled his healing. This opened a tiny window where Muzan was vulnerable, though still difficult to fully destroy. The Hashiras and Kokushibo theorized that even decapitation may not fully stop Muzan's resurrection. Their plan required completely disintegrating his body into pieces too small to regenerate from. Then, consecrated wisteria poison could purge his cells to prevent reforming. When Muzan inevitably tracked them down, they would spring a trap with multiple pillars, striking simultaneously to dismember Muzan before he could activate his Demon Blood Art augmentation. While one pillar distracted him head-on, another would use explosives to obliterate his torso from behind. With Muzan's body shattered, Kokushibo and Yorichi's sun-breathing could incinerate the remaining flesh before regeneration occurred. The Hashiras decided to execute their strategy. On Kokushibo's signal, the battle commenced with brutal speed and coordination owned through training. Muzan quickly found himself overwhelmed. Yorichi's 7th form severed Muzan's arms, then his legs, as Urokodaki's mist blinded the progenitor. Howling in fury, Muzan's monstrous demon blood art erupted, but too late. Jigoro's thunderclap technique blasted his torso to chunks of charred flesh. Kokushibo and Yorichi moved in perfect unison, their sun-breathing reducing Muzan's remains to scattered ashes. As the pieces attempted to merge, consecrated wisteria poison from Sanjiro's blade purged any traces of regeneration. At long last, the progenitor of demons moved no more. The progenitor would finally be dead with the combined efforts of Yorichi, Kokushibo, and the Hashira. This would be a big day for the Demon Slayer Corps, as the king of the demons Muzan Kibutsuji is finally taken down. Centuries of demonic reign ended in a matter of moments. Though Muzan's demise could not undo his centuries of atrocities, Kokushibo's survival had led to restoring humanity's future. Together, the Sugakuni brothers had accomplished what no Demon Slayer could alone, their bond and combined skills annihilating Muzan's physical form for good. Kokushibo's rejection of Muzan ultimately bore not just his survival, but the salvation of generations to come. With the king of demons fallen, his progeny would soon follow until the night was cleansed entirely from the land. Now it is the time for the last and my most favorite theory. So far, we have seen Kokushibo die or get help from the Demon Slayer Corps to defeat Muzan. But in the final theory, we're going to see the strongest possible form of Kokushibo if he had remained a human. In the final theory, if Kokushibo had rejected Muzan's offer to become a demon, he would have become another powerful sun breather like his brother Yorichi, and that would have been Muzan's greatest nightmare. As we already know, Kokushibo also had scar like Yorichi and Tanjiro. Had he remained a human and activated the mark with intense training, he might have surpassed everyone by his sun-breathing technique. Yes, to achieve that enormous potential, he would have to put in extreme efforts and undergo rigorous training, but once activating the mark's full potential, he would likely be the strongest among all. After achieving his full strength, Kokushibo, along with his brother Yorichi, who also happened to be a sun breather, would have ended Muzan's realm, and the show would have ended a lot earlier. It is also possible that these two brothers alone would have defeated Muzan without even needing help from the Demon Slayer Corps. According to this theory, if Kokushibo had remained a human and activated his mark's potential, he would not only have been a powerful sun breather, but also a formidable warrior of the Demon Slayer Corps. It was also possible that as a human, Kokushibo would have surpassed even his brother Yorichi. Having already mastered sun breathing before becoming a demon, Kokushibo's skills would have only grown had he continued in the path of the Demon Slayer Corps. His natural talent and rigorous training regime would have allowed him to refine sun breathing to perfection. As the sole practitioner of this legendary style, Kokushibo would have had no equal among the ranks of the Demon Slayers. Kokushibo may have become the first ever Pillar of the Sun, he would have dominated the battlefield with his overwhelming might, unbreakable will, and peerless swordsmanship. Both allies and enemies alike would have been awestruck by the incredible feats Kokushibo could accomplish with sun breathing. He may have even developed new forms beyond the original 13. As the Pillar of the Sun, Kokushibo would have inspired legions of demon slayers for generations to come. Moreover, with his hatred and jealousy towards Yorichi absent, the relationship between the twins may have blossomed into a healthy rivalry. Kokushibo would have strived to match or surpass his younger brother's skill out of a desire to protect others, not out of spite. Their competition would have motivated both brothers to push themselves past their limits. Their teamwork and bond may have even allowed them to devise collaborative sun-breathing forms. Kokushibo's decision to remain a human would have dealt a crushing blow to Muzan's ambitions. The Upper Moon's prodigious strength and cunning made him Muzan's most vital follower. Without him, Muzan would have lost his second-in-command and most powerful fighter. Kokushibo likely could have slain many of the other Upper Moons in combat as well. Defeating the coordinated efforts of Yorichi and Kokushibo would have proven nearly impossible for Muzan. Their dual sun-breathing mastery could have very well ended his reign centuries earlier. As per this theory, with two formidable demon slayers, Yorichi and Kokushibo, with their incredible sun-breathing techniques, Muzan would have stood no chance in front of them, and most probably, Muzan would have been defeated a long time ago. After seeing these three theories, it can be said easily that Kokushibo not turning into a demon would be a major blow for Muzan and the demon world. What do you think would have been the most probable way the story of Demon Slayer would have progressed if Kokushibo had not turned into a demon ever? Do let me know in the comments down below.